Hi, everybody. This is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And, right before you go live, you got to make sure the hair's in place. I was like doing that. So you might have caught that. If you watch the replay, you might catch that. So I always look in the camera and I see all my little flyaways everywhere. And it's like, I wish they'd just stay flat, right? Never works that way. But we're live on a Friday night. It's been a while since I've been live with you guys on a Friday night. Hi, Sherry Martin. The last 2 Fridays, I've had in-person classes. I had the Gingerbread Memories and More class last Friday, and then I had Fun Folds the previous. So 3 Friday nights in a row with some stamping fun. So I hope you guys are ready for an exciting night of stamping. Hi, Hildenell. Hi, Penny Powell from Florida. So, hi, Holly. Thanks for sharing. Yes, if you guys don't mind sharing me with your friends and family, I really appreciate it. I love sharing the love and my joy of crafting with everybody. And you never know who might need some inspiration and some craftiness in their life or some extra ideas. Hi, Brenda Wood. I saw a picture of you stamping. I was very happy. It made my heart happy to see that picture. You were smiling away. So, hi, Mary. Oh, hi, Stacy Burns. Hi, Ethel. So, I have some exciting news for you guys. Hi, Pam. Hi, Melanie. So, I might as well start off with the first news. No, I'm not engaged. I'm not having a baby. Everybody always says that. Like when you say, oh, I've got good news, and you're a woman in your like 30s and 40s, right? Hi, Jane. Hi, Karen. Hi, Victoria. So, Stampin' Up! Had their recognition party last night. Hi, Donna from Northeast Michigan. And they announced where everybody fell in line with the world and in the United States. Hi, Janet. And so there's different things that we were categorized in. Hi, Susan. Oh, yes. Congratulations on all my compliments. Thanks, Karen. Hi, Linda. Hi, Randy. And so there's different categories. There was sales, leadership, and team building. And there's the 3 different categories, and then there was an overall category. They kind of rank, they take all those, and then they figure out overall how you did. Hi, Lisa. And so they started in the U.S. at the top 30. And so I was not in the top 30 for sales, but I still was in the level 4, which was the highest level for sales. So I think I might have just missed it. Hi, Carla. Like, we will get the final listing, I don't know, in the near future. But I did rank in the top 30 for team building. I was number, what did I wrote it down? I was number 23 in the U.S. for team building. And then for leadership, hi, Carmen. Hi, Laura. So what team building is inviting people to be on your team, and you are recognized. Hi, Tammy. You are recognized when they meet their first $900 in sales or orders. And you're not really recognized if they never reach 900. So 900 is the benchmark. So I ranked 23 for team building in the United States. And then for leadership, so leadership is helping people on your team grow and promote from like bronze to bronze elite to silver elite. And I was number 28 for leadership. So that's exciting. And then the main number was overall. You guys, I was 24 in the United States out of 44,000 demonstrators. Wow. So, oh my gosh, it was so exciting. You guys, my heart was pounding. So I was here in the Hive last night with, we had like 1, 2, 3, we had 5 people. So if people are on my team and they were registered, they could come and watch it together with me. And I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. They can be in the Hive with me watching. And I also did it via Zoom, so people who were remote could also Zoom in and be part of the conversation in the room. Hi, Deborah. And so my heart was pounding. I was nervous, and they all kept looking at me like, is she okay? Is she okay? So, yeah, whoop, whoop, Stacy, right? So, yeah, so you guys, I couldn't do this without you. You helped me with sales. You help because you're on the team. A whole conglomeration. You take classes which helps me place product orders too. So, hi, Mary Jo. So I appreciate your support and watching me too, and just like supporting me on and keeping me going. You guys, it's a labor of love is what it really is. is. And I am just so blessed that you guys are all in my life to help me along on this Stampin' Fun journey. So, woohoo! So that's a little exciting news from me in the Hive. And I might ruin the surprise for some of my team members, but for my team members, so my team is called the Be Happy Stampers. If my team, anybody who registered for my team is getting a team shirt from me. So those people that came last night got their shirts already. And for those that are coming tomorrow, get their shirts. And then for maybe a handful of people that are remote, yours will be going in the mail this coming week. So hi, Connie. What is leadership? Leadership is helping your team grow. So helping your team promote from bronze to bronze elite to silver, which is helping them figure out ways to build their team or also increase their sales. So yes, you guys can kind of see I got a little box here, and it's got a shirt in it. And then this was our on stage at home box. I'll open it up and show it to you guys. But I'm going to show off my chest here, but look at the shirt. Which way did I gotta go? There it is. Be Happy Stampers. So Kelly, you guys know Kelly Lamb. She is my cousin, marketing guru, and she dabbles in a little bit of everything, including screen printing. So I had, I believe, 19 people out of around 70. So I have 70 on the team, first level or second level. And I had 19 people register for onstage. So she made about 20 shirts, including me, for everybody. So this is how you guys do. It was a mission getting the right yellow. We bought 2 sets and they were both too light. And then we finally figured out we got a nice golden yellow color. So yeah, so it was a special little perk for people who are on my team that want to take it to just not even like business side, but just investing in their Stampin' Up! Career. You always learn a lot and you get to meet new people when you do on-stage events. So yes, the shirts turned out awesome. So excited. So sorry for ruining this surprise. I know there's a handful of people on my team that watch, but you know what? It's always fun to see it, and you guys will still be surprised with some happy mail. I'll get them out in the mail probably on Monday or Tuesday. So woohoo! Yeah, the shirt was awesome, and I'm so excited because the sizing was a mission. Doing shirts for 20 people is not that easy. So hi, Joanna. Okay. So I would like to, let's see here. There is, you guys, so the exciting news is that we got to see the new catalog for the spring. Oh my gosh, you guys. So they call it the JJ, January through June, Stampin' Up! Catalog. And we got to see the new sale-a-bration catalog. You guys are in for a treat. My favorite plan. People ask me, like, what do I enjoy the most about all of this? Well, I love the bonds and the friendships, right? That's a given. But when it comes to the business aspect of this for me, people always say, well, what do you like the most? And it's like, I love planning. I'm true here. I love that. So in a different life, I would have been a wedding planner. And then another life, I would have been a teacher. So I get to do both aspects of that with this thing I call like my Stampin' Up! World. So yeah, so I'm planning now. You guys, I was just looking up I was getting the Facebook video here going. So I kept looking down. So hi, Jean Terwilliger. So the planning is my favorite thing. And I've already had Angela asking me, she can't wait to get her hands on the January schedule, right? So you guys, the schedule I keep sending out and that you guys can see on my website, it ends in December, right? So I've had that schedule since July and it's been winding down every month. There's less and less classes on it. Well, I have my homework in the next week or two is to figure out what the suite classes are going to be, what stamp sets I'm going to feature for the monthly classes, and what memories and more class. So it's just like this planning. This is my favorite part. So I printed out the catalog. So now I can start going through and planning. So, oh, it's so cool. There's tulips, there's windmills, there's rain boots, there's bunnies. There's just a lot of cool, pretty things, you guys. So, and then we saw the sale-a-bration as well. So we know what the sign-on promotion is, and I always encourage people to sign up whenever it feels right to sign up, and you're always welcome to join my team if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Leader already. I did have 3 newbie members that signed up since the 2nd of November. The first was Pam Dufek, And then we had Kat Fronick, and then Barbara Moynan are the newest bees on the Be Happy Stampers team. I'm so excited for all three of you. It's a great time to sign up because we're going right into the holidays. We've got sales coming up. So we have this seasonal sale that's coming up on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. And so you guys, we get 20, 15, and 10% off on different things like cardstock, dies, and paper. Okay, so I'm going to put a big paper order in. But so my team's like, well, do I get my 20% discount on top of that? I'm like, yes. As a Stampin' Up! Discount shopper, you get your discount in addition to anything that you would normally have gotten as a customer. So you'll get, I think it's 20% off of dies, and then you get your 20% discount on top of that, okay? So wow, okay, and so cool. So it's a great time, and then we're going into the pre-order for the new mini catalog, and you get your discount on that. So if somebody doesn't have a home with a different Stampin' Up! Leader, I would be so happy for you to join my team. I will take care of you. So as much as I possibly can with what you're looking for in the Stampin' Up! World, okay? So most of my team, I would have to say out of 70 people, are discount shoppers. I have a couple people that hold classes and that are, that they sell to friends and family, but most people are shopping from themselves, which is perfectly great. So, but yes, welcome to my newbies. I love you guys. So the sign up special goes through the whole month of November. So till the end of November, which is the 30th. And I know some of you might be holding out because you're like, ooh, sale-a-bration, there's always a sign up bonus, which there is. And I'm going to put it out there because I think the sign up bonus, if I had to pick, it would be very hard to choose. So right now you get a $24 discount off of the $99. So it's $75 and you get $125 worth of product. Okay, that's a good deal. Plus you get the paper pumpkin. Well, in January, you get it's a $99. You get the $125 and you get to pick 2 stamp sets. So depending on the value of the stamp sets, it could range from like a $30 to a $50 gift, right? So I guess it's a horse apiece. Do you want more stamps or do you want the discount? So either way, signing up and being a discount shopper is always the best deal in the whole book. So hi, Denise. Okay, enough on that, you guys. So I do want to tell you, I've got a lot of classes coming up. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Pam. And so I've got some kits left for what I have coming up in November. And I want to show you the game night cards, you guys. So yeah, I had fun making this one. That's what I worked on. I think not last night, but the night before. I got the 4 cards done. And I've already had 20 people sign up for game night. So I have 20 spots left, okay? And you guys, I'm crazy. We have on stage tomorrow, and I have a double header class. I have the gingerbread class on Sunday at 2. So if you guys are looking for something to do, there's class at 2 on Sunday Central. And then 4 o'clock is Let's Just Stamp. So you guys, I'm going to flip the camera down, and I'm going to show you some of these cards in case you are still interested in kits. I'll tell you how many I have left of each of them as we go through. And then what we'll do is we'll get working on our cards for tonight. So hang tight, guys, here. Okay. So this is what we're going to be working on tonight. We're going to make these 3 Christmas cards, you guys. I do have about 7 sets of these left. In case you guys want to get on these, I do have about 7 left for the monthly class that we're going to be doing tonight. For Let's Just Stamp, which is Sunday. You guys, this one is free with a purchase, and it's a minimum purchase. You can reach out to me if you want to know what it is. And then it's also fee-based, so you could pay for it with a cash or a check or credit card. This one is called Let's Just Stamp. So Elaine said video is repeating. Let's just see here. You guys, this one is free with... No, I'm sorry, Elaine. It's not repeating for me, so I'm going off of mine. Maybe go back out and come back in. This one is the Tidings and Trimmings class. So I'm doing this online Sunday at 4 p.m. Central. Diane Bogenhagen's doing it Tuesday night in person in the Hive here. So you guys, I have about 3 sets of cards left for this one. In case you're interested, it's either free with an order or it's fee-based. So you could pay the fee. All of the details can always be found if you go to my website and go to the date of Sunday, the 14th, you'll find it. This one, you guys, this was my Stamp-A-Stack, or it should say it is my Stamp-A-Stack. I have it in person on the 20th. And we're going to be making these 4 cards online here on Facebook Live November 19th at 5:30. Oh my gosh, that's next week. Oh, another Friday. 4 Fridays in a row. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you guys, this is a product-based class. So you can't get it free with an order. It's $50. If you want it mailed, it's $59. You get a pack of designer paper, a whole spool of ribbon, a whole pack of embellishments, a pack of envelopes, and all the card kits to make 16 of these. So 4 of each design. I have 4 left of that, either in person or online, whichever you prefer. You guys, I have 7 kits left of this class. This is what we're going to do next Thursday. I have it in person on Wednesday, and I have it on Facebook Live on Thursday. Did I say that right? Wednesday, in person, Thursday, Facebook Live. I have 7 sets. So this is called the Painted Christmas. So very, very pretty. You don't need a lot of stamps for this, you guys. If you're at home and you don't have a lot of stamps, the main thing is there's pine cones here. And there's little foliage up there. Otherwise, it's just a lot of sentiments. So this is either fee-based, so you could pay for it, or you could get it free with an order. So Mary, I don't know what you want. I'm already on to the next class. So when you guys, I was going to bring this up to you guys. You gotta tell me details in your comments, because my brain is onto the next thing and I'm thinking 3 things ahead, and then I see a comment and I say, Mary, I'll take this one. So when you guys tell me what you like, you gotta tell me what you want. So say the Painted Christmas, you want the Stamp-a-Stack, you want tidings and trimmings. Let's just Mary, or just send me an email too, and tell me specifically, because otherwise you guys. What happened the last time I had class and everybody was saying, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one. Like 10 people it was confusing to me. So and you know it's you if I messed you up, because I said, hey, do you want to send payment for this? And you're like, well, I didn't sign up for that one. I'm like, oh, and that happened maybe to 5 to 10 people, you guys. So I need to know specifically in the comments on Facebook which specific class you want, and then I can write you down. Otherwise, send me an email, tell me which one you want to, but help me out during the comments, you guys. I really would appreciate that. Okay, back to this one, you guys. So for ink, paper, scissors on November 22nd, this is the gingerbread class. So this one is a product-based class. You cannot get it free with an order. It's $25 for porch pickup or $30 for mailing, okay? And you get a roll of ribbon and you get the embellishments, a whole pack of embellishments. So you can do as much or as little as you want with that. And this one's a little bit of a fun fold. This one folds a little different as well. So you guys, I have 10 sets of this one. Laughing, I was reading guilty, laughing out loud. So you guys, I have 10 of this one left. The class is November 26th, so there's still time. I would get these in the mail to you tomorrow. You would still get them on time, as well as the class next Thursday. All right, are you ready for it? Hi, Kathy Groves. Okay, this is game night, you guys. I don't even have them in plastic yet. Oh, Kathy, you can always catch the replay. You got your Pokemon group tonight. I love it. The one on November 18th. Okay, I got it, Mary. Okay, see, that really helps me. So, see, this way I can write Mary, and then November 18th is Painted Christmas. See, that helps me big time. Okay, so you guys, this is game night. Game night is not free with an order either. It is a product-based class, so it has a set fee. You guys, you'd have to go to my website. I know in person, so I'm doing this via Lucky Hand on December 1st. Thanks for sharing, Julie. I'm doing this in person with Lucky Hand on the 1st, and then it's the game night on the 2nd. So if you're local to me and want to do these in person, you can. So, yes, Tammy, it's time to see the game night cards. Okay, so it features the Snowman Season Stamp Set and Punch. Hi, Frankie. And so this is one of my cards that has a little bit of silver. I use some of that whimsy paper. You have this is one of the stamps from the set. Your little arms will come punched out. The little tree will come punched out. And your goodie bag will contain the ribbon and embellishments you need. So lamb technique going on over there. Kelly loves that. I love to do it a lot too. And then we've got an inside. And so that's one card that we'll make. You guys, look at this. I went with Rich Razzleberry for the base. Once I had 2 of them with Rich Razzleberry, I went for them all. I like that one. I like this one too. I like them all. I'm trying to figure out which way I want to show them to you. So this one, you guys, is you could put a gift card in here. So it's got a little pocket like this, okay, so that you can stick something in there. And then, you guys, I did for Tip Tuesday, we talked about coloring. We talked about coloring your doilies. So remember, if you watched Tip Tuesday and commented, I'm going to be doing a drawing for that in the near future to win this pack of doilies. But I thought, well, why not show you guys all about the coloring. So Anna commented in that you can color the front side of it by using a blend, and you can. So on the back side, you could use like ink with a blending brush or a sponge, and on the other side, you could use a blending marker. So it's so cute. Oh my God. So this is one of them. Okay. And then, oh, you guys, I feel like I need to put a hat on him. He looks like he's balding on the top and he's naked to me. I want to put a little hat on him, but you know, like this guy has a hat. So you guys will get enough white paper that if you want to put a little hat on your dude, you can. I use some of the painted Christmas paper, painted Peaceful Cabin paper. You guys look at, it's like all snowing little sparkles onto our snowman, and then the inside looks like that. So you can put your little dude there. Oh, I should have colored his nose. So there's another little snowman card. Okay, and this one I think is my favorite. So I have here, you guys, I think that the snowflake embossing folder got used 3 times. It got a workout. Pulled in different layers for the layer. He needs a hat. Yeah, he does. He looks so naked up there. His head is cold. I'll make a little hat for him. Yes, Leslie, they are the snowman stamps that carried over from last year and the year before. I think this is the 3rd year of these guys. So you guys, you can tell that you're going to get your own embellishments in your goodie bag because you can go crazy. It's snowing diamonds all over our little guy here. So, and then the inside on this one, it looks like that is how I have him colored up. So those are the 4 game night cards. You guys, I have half of the spots are already sold out. So there's 20 left. So I'm planning for 40, 20 are gone. So if you want to get signed up, I believe for this one, the in-person cash price is $35. And then it's $6 for mailing. So I think that makes it $41 if you're going to send me a check or pay with cash or like a cash option. And then if you pay on the website, there's a convenience fee that's charged. So yes, Leslie, you can sign up for game night. I will put you down on my list for game night. So Leslie, you can message me your 5 lucky numbers between 1 and 25, okay? And then you can PayPal the 41 whenever you get a chance, okay? So Tammy says she loves the game of cards. I would like to sign up for that class. And so I'm not going to do extra cards, you guys. I decided that I took it off. I have 40 goodie bags and I am making 40 sets of cards. And so I am not going to do like an extra second set of cards because otherwise it'll throw my goodie bags, like my plan for my goodie bag off. So Tammy, it'll just be 1 set of cards is what we're going to do. I thought about that last night. I'm like, I've already started prepping. Anna and Pat have already done working on this stuff and it's set at 40. And so otherwise I'll have odd numbers off. So, oh, Cindy wants to do the game night as well. Perfect. So Cindy, I will add you to my list here for game night. Thank you for being specific, everybody. I appreciate it. Okay. So, I lost this little card. So that's basically what we have coming up, you guys, for one more thing, you guys. I have 1 left of this. This is what we're going to do Sunday at 2. You guys, all of these cards are the Gingerbread Memories and More card. So I know a few of you already signed up for this. We are going to spend some time getting you started in the right direction for putting all of these cards together. Oh, Karen, I'll add you for game night. Yep. So I will work on this with you guys. I have 1 set left for this. You guys, if anybody's interested in my last gingerbread class, reach out to me. The only stipulation is that the Memories and More card pack is on back order until the 15th, like next week-ish, as long as it comes in. And once it arrives is when I can mail it for you. So I wouldn't be able to mail it tomorrow is what I'm getting at. So, okay, perfect. Thanks, Tammy. Okay, 1 more thing here. So 2 more things. If you're in my VIP group, this is the half-off bundle that can be won. So make sure you go back into that video that I did showcasing all the November cards and then comment, and you guys will be in the drawing for that. You got to be in my VIP club. And then do you guys see Kelly's card yesterday? It's so weird. It's Friday. But this was what Kelly did yesterday for Technique Thursday. Oh, she didn't put an insight in for me. But she did a great job. I love it. I looked at this and I'm like, oh, it looks like little hexagons, like little honeycombs. So hi, Cheryl Thomas. So very pretty card. If you guys want to see how Kelly made this, go tomorrow or to the video yesterday on Technique Thursday. Those are some of the new gems from the Eden Garden. They're so pretty. She used stamps on some vellum This is watercolor paper. It's so pretty. So, all right, so that was that. All right, we're almost there, guys. Hang tight. We got one more thing to remind you. Monday night is mystery card night, okay? So if you don't have clue 1, you can screenshot this right now and you'll have clue 1. But the easiest thing to do is go to my calendar of events for November 15th and go into the description and you'll find all this. And I did get asked the question, am I missing a piece of paper? I said no. I mean, it'll be completely up to you after you see the card. Where do we comment for the half off bundle? Oh, Susan Reed. It is in my VIP group. And if you've purchased product from me via Stampin' Up! Supplies, like if you've purchased product from me or you're my team member, you're invited. So we need to get you added if you place an order, and I believe you did. So you will, what does Kelly write? You will want to make this mystery card. Oh, Kelly's watching. So yeah, so back to that. So somebody asked me if I think Anna asked me, am I missing a piece of white? And I said, well, not really, if you use the card what it's intended for. And if you choose not to use the card what it's intended for, then I'll give you the measurement for the white piece of paper to go on the inside or the vanilla, but you might be okay without it. So, hi Mary, hi Kay, hi Diane. All right, so mystery card, you guys, just remember it's on Monday night at 6 p.m. Central. And you know what's after that? I have a double date with Tyler and 2 of our friends, and we're going back to get more burgers. Oh my God. So I've been looking forward to it for 2 weeks already because we made the date like 2 weeks ago. So mystery night starts at 6 and we'll be done at 7. It'll be a normal hour class. So, all right, you guys, I think I caught everybody. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Latokia. Karen says, I was waiting this past Monday night for mystery night and you were a week early. Yeah, we generally don't do mystery night in the first half of the month. It's usually the 3rd Monday is what we shoot for. Usually the 3rd Monday is when you can count on it. If for some reason there's a change in my schedule because of something, then it might be a different night, but usually it's the 3rd Monday. So yeah, okay. So I think I captured names for people who wanted to sign up for things. You know, it's always good though, you guys, to follow up with me via text, phone call, an email, a Facebook message, just to confirm that I did get it down on the calendar or my class list. You guys, that doesn't hurt, okay? Sometimes I miss things, and I think you guys might know by now that I got a lot of irons in the fire. And so following up with me, don't ever feel like a pest. Just know that it's always good to follow up with me just to make sure I got all my ducks in a row. You know, because ducks can be in a row until the squirrels go crazy all over, right? And I have a lot of squirrels in my life. Hi, Jean Benson. Okay, so at the end of class, I'm going to give away the 4 fun folds that we did from a couple weeks ago. And also, I have a door prize that we'll give away to somebody who placed an order for class tonight to get it for free. And, all right, just remember too, if anybody wants to place an order to get any of my card classes for free, if they're available to get for free, you got to make sure you use the host code. And when I flip the camera down, it'll have my current host code, but you can always find that on my website in case you don't have it handy. Hi, Deanne. Okay, so it feels like forever since we stamped together, but you guys are going to stamp tonight and twice on Sunday, so we'll be right back into the swing of it. So, roll call. All right, we have Sandy Wicklander, Judy Kruger, Barb Barkow, Kathy Groves, Deanna Stell, right in the nick of time, Angela Knutson, Leslie McMinn, Carmen Melendez, Faye Gavi, Hildenel Vilches, Tiffany Mueller, Laura Sullivan, Barbara Moyen, Crystal McBride, Feline Mays, and Tammy Steckling, and Marlene Behrens. Woohoo! So 17. I still have space or spots or card kits for 7 more. So if you guys are watching and you wish that you would have gotten these cards, there's some available. So, okay. So I will look through here to see. Oh, we have over a handful that did order. So we'll remember to do the door prize later. Okay. So let's start. Where do we want to do? Which one first? That's always the $1 million question. So you guys, hi Linda Hodge. I always think about, you know, what stamps you guys do or do not have at home. And I don't know because I don't know what's in your vaults or your stamping arsenals. So I've changed my designs to be more like more die cutting and less embossing or less stamping. So if you look at these, there's only a couple things stamped there, a few things here, and nothing on the outside there. So let's do this one first. Okay, so this one is, so we got, hi Sandy. We have 3 Christmas cards. Hi Sue. All right, so let's save these for later. So for those of you that have gotten the card kits from me, you should have a whole bunch of pieces in your kits. You guys know I love layers. I love adding things and popping things up and making them super pretty. So in this card, what I featured on here is the red and green foil paper. That's in the mini catalog. You get a pack of it. It's 4 sheets. You get 2 red, 2 green. And then there's another pack of brushed metallic paper is where the gold comes from. This is the gold shimmer paper, and it's embossed with the Melody embossing folder. All that stuff is in the mini catalog, the holiday one. And then there's some little gold leaves that are accented. You guys got some of the brushed metallic dots. And the colors are shaded spruce and cherry cobbler with the gold. And so in your kits, you'll have your shaded spruce card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it in the middle at 4.25 for you. So you can take your bone folder and just burnish that. I always try to make sure my corners are lined up good. And this is a vertical card, so I try to put my pieces that way. Now, you'll have 2 mats that are the same size. They're the cherry cobbler. Ooh, I made that one just a little bit smaller, I guess. So cherry cobbler and basic white, 4 by 5.25. One's for your inside, one's for your outside. And then the gold. So the shimmer paper. So when you emboss that, look what it does to the back side, okay? But the front is so pretty and it's so glistening. You guys, I don't know if you can see that. It's shimmery. The one thing I want to heed caution to is if you're using an embossing folder on like this and it has the little indents on the lines here, like on the edge, sometimes it's so delicate that they may crack slightly. And I tried to look for that. And if you did get one that is ever so slightly, like it might just crack a little, just just make sure it's glued good. So you have to be careful gluing this though, because you can see glue through it. Like, I don't know if you can see a little bit more darkness right here. That's the glue peeking through. So you have to be careful with gluing this embossing, this shimmer paper. You can't just put glue all over the back because you will see a dark glue line after it dries. So we have to be strategic about that. The other thing too is I'm not a musically inclined person. I may pretend to know a little karaoke, but I don't sing so good. And so, I mean, I did take piano lessons when I was younger, but I can't read music. So if you're a music person, you might know which way is the right way. But to me, there's notes going that way, but then there's notes going this way. So I don't know. I'm just going to pretend it's this way. Okay. So the other thing too here, you have a gold or a green ornament and a red ornament. So what's used here, this is a stamp set called Bright Baubles, and there is a die set that goes with it. Hi, Jean Frederick. So you might think, oh my gosh, I don't need more ornaments. I have so many ornaments the way it is. Well, consider this. The dies are super cool. Even if you don't want more stamps, you could live with just the dies here. So it has the outline, which is what was used to cut the green. And then there's 2 details that go with it. One says joy, and the other is the snowflake. Super pretty. And then this one goes like this. It's the outline, and it has this one that's a tree. And then it has this one that says, oh man, merry and bright, okay? And then that's where the little bow came from. And then these little guys are for cutting out, like if you do this outline, then that cuts like to make a hole. So the dies are awesome. So even if you're not a fan of the stamps and you might overlook this bundle or this whole product line here, the baubles, is because you're like, oh, I'm not so excited about that, but the dies are cool. So that's what makes this card. So the thing is, you're going to have to do a little pokey on this because Anna works on this, and I tell her she doesn't have to poke out anything for anybody. If it comes out naturally, fine. But I said, she does enough die cutting for me that she doesn't have to be spending time poking, right? So you might have to take your pokey tool and pick out some of those little pieces that didn't come out all the way. And once you have them, then you're good. Oh, there's a little guy up there. That's hard to see. Okay, so you gotta do a little pokey, and then we're gonna glue this together. So I would do it right now actually, and that's what we're gonna do. Because with the foil paper, it's very, oh, there's one more. Look at that little guy, right? When you flip it over, sometimes you can see it better. You can see if it needs more. So the foil is very, slippery is what I want to say. So if you are at home and you have this die set and you want to put your adhesive sheet on the back before you die cut it, you could make yourself a sticker. Fine, that's good. I didn't do that for all 48 kits of this though, you guys. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to figure out your favorite way to adhere it. And mine is liquid glue. And the thing is, you don't wanna use a lot, because if you use a lot, it will squish out all over the place. So I'm trying to be strategic about where I'm putting it. I'm not putting it all over. You reference the actual embossing folder to check for the correct top and bottom. You know what? We'll pull out the book and we'll look, because maybe it shows it right in the book. So that's a good call. I like that idea, Kathy. So I'm just putting little bits of glue around, not everywhere. Now here's the thing. When you put this down, you want to just get it right in the spot, and you don't want to have to squish it all over the place. And after you think it's been sitting there long enough, you're going to think it's dry, but it's still going to move around on you. So I'm going to just put a little bit of my heat from my fingers. There's not a lot of heat in my fingers. They're really like little popsicles, but there has got to be some blood flowing to them. And I'm trying to transfer some of that heat so that it sticks. And so I want to give this a second to dry. So I'm going to just set it over there. We're going to grab the book because Kathy had a fabulous idea. And the bright baubles is... like there, page 40. Oh wait, we're looking for the melody. Hang on, that's on page 42. That was right next to it. Let's see if the book references. So, well, okay, so they're really cold. I'm in the hive all by myself, and it's cold when there's not many people. So, if this folder is facing the right way, this, I know you guys have a hard time, it's white in the book, I see it, but that little bit is right here. So I think this is how I'm going to do it, and that's how I had it. So I would have guessed correctly. I don't know, it doesn't necessarily say this is the top and this is the bottom, but I'm going to assume that they put it in there appropriately. So, okay. Oh, here, you can see it's cracked a little. Okay, I don't know if you're going to catch it in the camera, but I'm putting my nail right through here. Mine is slightly cracked on there. So if that, just don't play with it. Just let's get it glued down. Oh, Nancy, you're not what? Oh, you're going to catch the replay later. Thanks for sharing, and we'll catch you later. Okay, so now for the gluing. What I would do is I'm going to put glue underneath where the ornament's going to go, because that is quite all right. You're never going to see the glue there. And I'm going to figure out it's going to go right about here and here. And don't worry where that goes, because the ornament is going to cover that up. And so now for the rest of it, though, I'm trying to figure out, well, what would be the best way? We originally thought lines of glue where the lines are would work, but on one of my samples, you can see that. So my advice is, you can see how it's white back on the back side here. Where it's white is where it's going to be your best bet to put maybe a little bit of, like, I'm hardly putting any. This is craft glue, so it's really tacky. Hello, Mary Ellen from Montana. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue on this just to have it stick down onto the cherry cobbler. And when you press, you know, hopefully you squish that glue and it's not too much, and you won't see those lines. So it's like it blends right in. If you would have put the glue under the area here that doesn't have embossing, you would definitely see it. Okay, so we're gonna stamp, and then we're gonna come back, and hopefully the ornament will be nice and dry by then. Okay, so this stamp set, these words are not connected. You can mix and match them how you want. And I wanted to show you guys how I do this. So it's Merry, and what does it say? It says, I'm wishing you a merry and bright Christmas. So this is what we're stamping here. And so wishing you, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We started singing that, you guys, this week. We wishing you a Merry Christmas. Okay, how do you line them up on your stamp? So, so the merry and bright I did first, and I'm looking at it backwards like this, and I'm trying to picture it straight. And then the wishing you is going to go over on this side. And so I'm going to try to get it You can make it offset. So actually I'm gonna put this diagonal because then I get some more ability to move this over here. I'm gonna push them together as close as I can. And I'm gonna hope that they're straight. But the thing is, you guys, once you get it on, the main thing is to practice. So I'm gonna put the Christmas right there, and it's gonna kind of make a waterfall effect. And I'm trying to look to see if they're straight. So before I actually go to my white cardstock, I'm gonna take, would tear and tape work on? Yeah, Mary, I did do tear and tape under the section where you can't even see it actually. You guys saw I put tear and tape where the ornament's gonna go, and you can't see the tear and tape. I don't think you can really see any of where I put the glue. Maybe you can see it's darker right there and right there. Right there you can kind of see, but it kind of blends in. But you couldn't see the tear and tape. I don't even know where I put the tear and tape. So, all right, so we're gonna do, it's Shaded Spruce for my sentiment. And we're just practicing first, just to see if I got the stamps lined up. So I go with my bottom edge of the paper. So my merry and bright is like a hump. So we're gonna pick up the T. Hi, Feline. We're gonna pick up the T ever so slightly. And we're gonna pick up the merry and move that up a little, just a little. And the wishing you, you might clean it first, but I don't mind getting inky green fingers. So let's try it again. See if that helped. Okay, looks good, except for I'm gonna move the wishing up a hair. Okay, so that's the trick with these stamps. Now you could use a Stamparatus if you want. That looks like it's going good for me. So you could use a Stamparatus and set it up that way, but we're gonna go for it here. Let the ink sit on the paper, and I'm good with that. That works for me. Okay, so that's how I would put these stamps together. And that's it for the green. But then we have a little cherry cobbler in here. And the cherry cobbler, this little star diamond-y thing is in here. So we're gonna put one of those there. Just decorate your inside. I like to add a focal image to the card inside. Okay, so that's it for the cherry cobbler. So let's get a little bit glue happy. So you can test this. It looks like it's pretty sticking good. So in your kit, you guys should have this little gold ribbon thing and then 2 holly leaves. So let's put our ornament on first, actually. Okay, so we're gonna put our ornament onto our card base here, or to the mat. I'm gonna pop it up with dimensionals. I like to pop things up. I'm gonna make sure to get one at the top there and one here. So we're gonna put that, and I haven't put down this mat yet because I wanna show you about the gold ribbon thing. So this is gonna go, you guys probably wanna see the sample. We'll put this guy right about here. And then grab your glue dots, and there's 2 hollies. So these hollies come 30 in a pack. You get 10 of the bigger size and 10 of the smaller. And this guy's kind of hanging off the edge that way. If you're looking at it and trying to figure out which end is which, to me there's a pointier end than the other side. And so the other side then, the less pointy, is what I'm gonna put the glue dot on. And then that's gonna come out like that. And one more glue dot for underneath the middle of this kind of paper bow that you guys have. And that's gonna go right in the middle here, like that. Okay, so my trick was, do not cut this off and try to glue it. My trick is to just take that now and fold that over, and you're gonna grab your tear and tape. Okay, so just fold that over. Then you're not trying to glue it, and then put that right over the top of it. And now it's nice and secure back there, and nothing's gonna catch it. Put a little bit of adhesive there. And then we're gonna grab this guy, as long as I've got my glue open. Put a little adhesive there. You guys, once you have all the die cutting and embossing done with this one, it's really, my mom would say it slaps together nicely. You slap it together. So you could have, popped up that mat as well if you wanted, or I glued mine flat. On one of them I popped up. So this one you can see I actually popped that one up with dimensionals. So you can see it's not glued down all the way. And then on this one I glued it flat. I guess it depends how much height you want going on. So that'll be our inside. And then in your kits, you guys got 3 of the brushed gold dots here. So let's grab, there's a little Lucy one here. We'll grab him and one of these. So you either got 2 big and a small, or you got 2 small and a big, because I cut them odd like that. And so one will go in the middle of your bow if you want it there. It looks so adorable right in the middle, right there. And then I put 2 off to the side. So I still followed my rule of 3 embellishments. And that's what we got, guys. It looks fancy, doesn't it? It's so sparkly, so glittery. God, it's really gold. Oh, it's so gold. I wish that this paper was in silver, and I wish that these little brush dots were in silver too. I like silver. I'm a more silver fan than a gold fan. So, hi Charlene. That is our first card for the night. And we'll get this put away and then move him. And then we're gonna clean up our stamps though real quick. Oh, that thing's getting dried out. It's time to run it underneath the water. So let's get that clean. You guys, it's always good practice to get those stamps cleaned. Oh, you guys think it's pretty. Yay, thank you. I'll tell you that this one sucked the creative juices out of me trying to figure this one out. I started off with blue, blues and grays and silvers, and it just didn't work. And then I thought, ooh, I haven't really used the red and green foil in class a lot. So that's why we went with that one. Okay, so when you're done, so those that are new to stamping, this is how your stamps come in this block, like this case like this, and then you just take your stamps off, and then you would use your blocks for something else. So then that goes back away, and then you can store these. They're nice and clean for the next time you need them. Okay, so that one is the Bright Baubles, and I think that we talked about, it's right here in the catalog, page 40. Okay, we talked about the Melody. Next, oh, look at this, you guys. It's right here. You hoard your foil. Oh, no, Laura. Gotta use it. Hi, Vicki. Use it. Love it, chop it, right? Okay, let's put this over here. So the next card that we're going to work on for tonight is using this set. It's called Merriest Moments. Okay, so this is actually a hybrid. And I should go get the folder. So it uses this stamp set and dies. And there is a folder. So they came out with an, I don't remember, art something, a flower set in the annual catalog that was hybrid. And then they came out with this one. And so it's called Merriest Moments. And we're going to be using some of the poinsettias and the sentiments. So let's look at the card. You guys always want to see that. It's important stuff. So this is the card, and I kind of cased this card right here, just changed my colors. This is what I loved so much about this bundle of product. And there is the die set here, and this is the die that was used. So this die cuts out all these intricate, like to make the foliage look very intricate. But after it was die cut, then that paper was put inside the folder and embossed. Okay, so that piece of paper went, so let's see here. I have this right here. So you guys, in your kits, you have this evening evergreen piece. And so after it was die cut, then I think Anna die cut it, and then I put it in the folder and I lined it up and I ran it through the machine like this. And that's what gave it the imprints. Okay, so there's texture on there. You can kind of see that. That's how I got this. So this does fit in here, and it's very deceiving because you think that you should be able to run this through the machine, but it doesn't work that way. This piece, it's not meant to go into the folder. The one that's meant to go in the folder is this one. And so what happens is this lines up here. So this locks in place. You can't move it at all. It locks in place. Your paper would go here, and then you run it through, and it only will cut out the outline, okay? So it cuts out the outline, but it does all the imprinting. Hi, Barb. So, and the reason I figured out that was that one, because when you put this in here, it doesn't work. So when this guy's in here, how does it go? It fits in here, but it's not meant to cut. So the reason that I knew that this wasn't for cutting is because this is the smooth side here. This isn't gonna cut. And this is the rough side. But when you put paper here and then put this over, you don't know where stuff goes. So yes, it locks in place, but you'd have no way of knowing where the paper is, and this would slide around. It doesn't work. So just don't try to do that at home, okay? The die that was used here, this is the die for the little label on the inside. And then all you guys should have in your kit a piece of white, but then you also have your poinsettias already cut out so that you can just stamp them if you wish. And if you don't stamp them good and don't like it, then you can use that scrap of white that I put in your kit. So, all right, so that's a little bit about the die set, the folder, and then these are the stamps. Super cool set. There's another hybrid stamp set that's coming out in the new mini catalog that is for the spring. Okay, so Merriest Moments is found on page 43 in here. And in your card kits, you guys, it's cherry cobbler again. Love me my cherry cobbler when it comes time for the holiday cards here. Very cool card. Okay, so grab your pieces here. You have your cherry cobbler, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You guys, that's my tried and true. My 8, this is called an A2 size. So grab your bone folder, you can burnish the edge. Now, this one's horizontal, so trickery, guys, okay? So keep it like that so it helps you. In your kit, then you'll have a piece of white. Pretend it's not stamped. I was working ahead, I guess. 4 by 5 1/4, and that'll be for your inside. And then this one is 4 by 5 1/4, but it's embossed. And it's embossed with the time-worn type embossing folder. So that guy, you guys, is part of the Nature's Harvest. So it's page 55. I love it. It's right here on the top with the Nature's Harvest. And there's words. There are actually words. You can make out some of the letters so you know which way the paper is supposed to go, but you don't see a lot of it. You just see the edging. And I like to do a tone on tone, so like the matte with the base, so that you're not having to run the card base through the machine. Then you're just running the piece of paper. In your kit, you also have a piece of the cherry cobbler with gold ribbon. That's part of the Painted Christmas suite. And then you have this in your kit. You'll have this die cut. Hi, Judy Bobo. You have this in your kit, which is that die cut. In your kit, you'll have 2 flowers that look like this, and then you'll have a scrap, which you could also use to stamp your flowers on if you want to stamp them. So, all right, let's see here. I didn't remember that I stamped my stuff, but apparently I did. So some of my stamping's done, but we're gonna talk about stamping and coloring here. So this first, this guy right here is Evening Evergreen. But if you look at my card, you can see that it looks like there's snow, like just softly sitting on the edges. So cool. How do you do that? So you need to have your basic or your Whisper White ink pad and a sponge dauber. And this one's got a lot of love. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna dip into your white ink pad and you're just gonna add color to the edges, okay? So it's always best to start with less, and you can always add more. Just remember with your sponge daubers too, it's better to go back and get ink versus pressing harder. With the sponge tip, you will start to see it deteriorate after you go over it. It gets these little pillies on the end. And so I don't know if they come off so much. I'm going to show you against this red here so you can see I'm starting to get white on there. You can't necessarily see it from down here when it's on white, but it's starting to take on the white color. And you can do, you use Stella. Yeah, that sounds awesome. You can definitely Stella the edges too. So we're just gonna go in here and we're gonna be putting frosting on our edges of this one. So 2 cards, this card and the next card, we're using the white ink pad. I pull out the white ink pad a lot as it gets closer to the holidays because of snow and just like adding accents with snowflakes. So, and just remember, you can always add more, but you can't take it away. Hi, Deborah Schultz. Woohoo! How's it going? Thanks for sharing, Judy. I appreciate it. Okay, we're getting all the way around the horn with treble horn is what they used to say when the Brewers were playing back in the 80s, around the horn with treble horn. So we're gonna go around here. You can see I'm starting, you can see the difference there. I gotta do that section up there. I know from here it probably looks like I'm not doing anything. It's imaginary and it's make-believe, but I promise you, the edges are turning white. I love those leaves so much, those poinsettia leaves. So when you make it all the way around, you can go back and choose if you want to add more or not. I can tell I need to rehydrate my white ink pad here. It's gotten a lot of love this last couple weeks from this class. So you can see here that I made it all the way around and I added that white to it. It just looks like there's snow. I can see on some of them, I went a little bit thicker or white, more white. It just, and that's up to you guys if you want to add more or not. So I think I'll just leave it where it is. We're going to need this for the next card. Hi, Kathy Beck. Okay. So sentiment though. So these are photopolymer. Oh, I need the stamps actually. So you guys, I had class on Wednesday and I thought I was all done. So I put all my stamps off the blocks and put everything away. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I have class on Friday night. Can you tell that these are loved? Oh my goodness. So they have gotten a lot of love in their days. So I had this card to class for, I used this for the Summer Creative Escape actually. So, all right, we're gonna do this one. We're gonna grab our D block for this. And we need the piercing mat because they're photopolymer stamps. And it's this one. Remember, it's more horizontal. Grab our cherry cobbler. I feel like this one is a little bit more hydrated than the other one. So we're going to use that one. It's so hard to see because it's so, that's what happens when you guys use stamps, right? Especially with cherry cobbler ink. They turn that kind of pinkish color. And it doesn't mean that they're going to work less, or that they're not going to work as good. It will still stamp perfectly fine. And let that ink hit the paper. And let it marinate. Oh yeah, Hildenell sells the white marker. The white makes it look so pretty. I definitely agree. It just makes it soft. Hi, Pat. Hi, Melanie. All right, see? It still stamps perfectly fine, even though it's pink. So, this is what I've got for you guys. If you don't have this stamp set, you have a piece of white in your kit. It might not be this exact size, but it's big enough that you can stamp poinsettias. You might have poinsettias in your Stampin' Arsenal from past sets that, like there was a poinsettia set last year. You could use that one. And what you would do is you could fussy cut it out if there aren't any dies, but the piece of paper should be big enough that you can use, let's see if this guy right here will fit on here. You can use that piece of paper, okay? Now, if you do happen to have the stamp set, there is a way to use these die cuts. And what I did is I looked for a specific petal that had something that was a different kind of a characteristic. And so now the paper should go like this. So yours are white, so pretend yours are white. But I look for the stamp that, like, okay, this petal looks like it's this petal, but it's not. It's actually this one. So you just kind of got to go around and around in a circle until you figure out which one it is. And then once you figure out which one it is, you just go straight down, okay? And that's the same concept for this one too, you guys. When you're stamping yours, you just kind of go around in a circle until you figure out which petals line up. And then all of a sudden, it'll connect. Like, oop, there it is. Ah, like the song. Oop, there it is. Okay, so you're going to stamp your petals however which way. You need 2 petals. So that works too. So then the other thing is once you have your petals stamped, I think you guys, I cheated. I have mine stamped already. I don't know. I was working ahead when I made my kits. So I'll stamp the back just to show you because I have a poinsettia down in the corner. It doesn't hurt to stamp the back side. I'm just going to show you how I would stamp one of these guys in the corner. Okay, and then we're done with the red ink. The color I used for the middle of the flower is the Daffodil Delight. Don't lose these little stamps. They are so little that they could end up under your shoe and then out the side. All I did was put that in the corner. And then on this right here is the smaller sentiment. Now this is actually Evening Evergreen. That's with this card, not the Shaded Spruce. So if you don't have Evening Evergreen, you could use a different green. And it's right here. So I need to do a little cleany. Okay, let's get that guy done. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. You guys, I gotta rehydrate the chamois. It's getting a little dry. Just when you need to clean out your chamois or rehydrate it, you just run it underneath the water. Tap water is fine. So I just wanted to get some blocks here. So we'll use this one. And the Evening Evergreen on this one. 1, 2, 3, let that sit. Put that away. Okay, and so that'll bring in some green to match the outside. Okay, so we should have all of our stamping done. Let's clean this guy here. Hi, Deb Norman. And then we'll put this together. So when you're done with the stamps, you guys, I did a Tip Tuesday on cases like this. I take my cellophane out. I can't stand it, I guess. It gets in the way. And actually, the stamps stick nicely to the inside of the cover, and they match up really nicely with the printed image on the inside cover. And then you know that you have all your stamps, and so there's that. Okay. Are you guys ready to make this card come together? All right, so ribbon. First things first, there's ribbon on here. So it's very hard to see it, I know. So you could be conservative and like cut out the middle if you want, but all I'm gonna do is take my tear and tape and put some tear and tape on the back so that my ends will be nicely secured to it. And this is where, if you want to make sure your words are the right way, now's the time to look at it. It goes like this, okay? And so I like to put the tape on the back. So now that I'm looking at it this way, I can make sure my ribbon isn't crooked. It's nice and straight. And then from the front, I can just take my one tail and flip it over and then flip the other one over. And now I made sure that's nice and straight. And then I'm gonna put a little bit more adhesive on the top of the ribbon. Now that makes sure that it'll never come out. I bet in 10 years that will be nice and secure yet. Okay, so this is a more bumbly embossing folder, so I'm gonna use a little more glue like that. And then this will go on to, check your words oh, it says harvest, so I know I'm good. Okay, so like that. And we're gonna glue this guy down. I just put my glue away. I'm like, where's my, oh, which side looks better? Oh, I used the big poinsettia there, and here I used the small one. I like that side, the other side better. So when you stamp both sides, I guess you get to make a choice on which one you like better. Okay, and that goes on our inside. Like that. All right, now we have some popping up to do. So this and this, and grab your dimensionals. So the little ones are good for this because you can fit them into some spots here, some little areas that if you had the bigger dimensionals, you'd have to cut them down. But because you have these small ones, you can fit them in the ends here really nicely. You don't have to use a lot, but just enough. And then we're going to put some right in the middle, like that, and then I like to pop this one up as well. And something like that. Now, these guys are also popped up, but we'll figure them out in a second. Okay. Gotta pick these all off yet. I got some, but not all. Now, if you want to use more, you're very welcome to use more dimensionals than what I use. And I think I got them all. So now, is there a top and a bottom to this? Not really. So I'm gonna look at my sample because I like the way I did it with my sample, and I see these two guys up over here, this guy's coming out there, so this is how I'm gonna put it on my card. And that's just the size of the card, the front of the card. It goes from end to end, top to bottom here, okay? And then this one fits nicely right in the center. It's a really cool frame. So super, super cool. And then this guy goes, now if you wanted to, you could sponge and like blend the edges to give them a little color if you want. So I got that popped up. And now for the poinsettias, I've got, so like, I did pop that up. So the thing is that this is popped up right here. And so I feel like if I put one dimensional in the middle, that'll be good for right now. And that will help me get this aligned where I want it. So this looks like it would fit nicely like that. And you can see that there was a nice opening here for the words. Okay, I'm not done though, but I'm just trying to get it where I want it. Then this one, oh man, I'm almost out of these little guys. So we're gonna put this one right in the middle as well, just to get them situated and just kind of get it nicely. So if you didn't stamp one of your leaves good, you could put that where it gets covered up. So we're gonna put that something like that. Okay, but now we're not done. We're gonna grab some more of these. You guys, when you get to the end of your dimensionals, don't throw this away. They're perfectly good, just cut them up. Oh, there was one left right there. I missed it completely. Hi, Dar McCarthy. Hi, Brenda Little. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is figure out, well, where do I want, so I don't want more dimensionals here, right? Because this is already popped up because this is popped up. But I wanna secure some more of these leaves. So I'm just gonna sneak one there. And I might sneak one right underneath here. So I'm kind of like doing it the reverse way because I didn't know which petals would want more dimensionals. And then here I'm gonna grab one of these and just, I'm lifting it up and then peeling in the back. So now the other thing you could do if you want some more security, I don't want to pop up, what I might do is just take my glue, lift this up, and now it's a little bit more secure because I'm putting liquid glue. So I like to use different types of glue on the same piece of paper. Now, had I put dimensionals all the way around, it might have looked wobbly like that. But in your kit then, you guys have some embellishments. You will have some of the wonderful gems. You'll have two of the like yellowy clear ones, and you'll have a red one. And the yellowy clear ones look good in, there's a loose one here. I put them in the center. So you can kind of see the yellow come through from the middle of the flower. And then I have a red one that I kind of put right over there. Because I gotta do my odd numbers, you guys, right? Okay, so those are the wonderful gems. They carried over from last year's Christmas catalog or holiday catalog. Okay, so Stella. We talked about using Stella. I think, Sandy, you said you use Stella. Yes, you could definitely Stella this. Stella needs some rejuvenation. She is not so juicy right now. So, okay, Stella Pen, for those that don't know, it is a glitter pen that we sell. Item number 141897. One of my, probably the fifth number I've ever had memorized of Stampin' Up! Products. Dimensionals are number 104, 430, and white paper. I got that one too. But Stella just adds a little bit of bedazzly to the edges, and it doesn't, you can't ever see it in the video, but when you get a card close up and you can see the little bit of sparkle on it, then you know Stella made her mark on the card. So there we have a cute little Christmas card. I shouldn't say cute, a fancy bedazzly Christmas card. And it really wasn't that crazy, guys. When you Hopefully it's not that crazy. When you get your die cutting and embossing here, you just have some stamping to do. And then you have your inside. So there you go. We've got our second Christmas card done. And it says, thinking of you this festive season and a joyful Christmas to you and yours. So these are the two we have done already. So those are our cherry cobbler ones. And let's see here. Our last card, but certainly not the least, is this guy. Oh, he was fun. Okay, so I probably cut yours. Thanks, Cindy. Melanie says, what do you need to add to the pen to get the last out of it? It's called rubbing alcohol. Yep, you're right, rubbing alcohol. So I will tell you, Melanie, you can go to my Facebook page, which you're on right now, and if you put in the search feature Stella, Kelly did a tip Tuesday on rehydrating your Stella pen, and you can watch it. It's probably about 5 or 10 minutes, and she shows you how to do it. So just type Stella and then look for a video with Tip Tuesday, and you'll be able to find it. So Deb likes both cards already, so that's awesome. Yay. Hi, Anne. Okay, so this one is certainly not last. It is, but it is the last one I made for this class. And it features the Peaceful Cabin stamp set and then the matching dies. So what do we have here? The stamp sets. I hardly used any on the outside. It's actually just the fox and then a sentiment, but it's the inside here where I pulled in the stamps of the trees, the sentiment, and the little dude down here. So in your kit, so Peaceful, just to show you guys too, Peaceful Cabin is in the mini. If you never, I know it's a sweets, but I never know what page it is. It's called Peaceful Place 36. I have an older one that is just a hardship. If it makes sense, I might have to get the newer one. Yes, get the newer one. It'll make life easier. Okay, 36. Here's this guy. So if you are looking for this, it's on page 36, 37 of the mini catalog. I pulled in no designer paper, but the bundle came from here, and then the sequins came from here, and the embossing folder, oh, it's the paper. The silver foil paper came from right here. There's a pack of 3 sheets of different types of silver, and then the embossing folder is the wintry embossing folder that comes from the annual catalog, and it's the one with the snowflake. So there's a ferny evergreen one, and then there's a snowflake, and it's a mini. Oh, I have this set. I need to get the dies out. Yes. So this is one of those mini that fits in your mini embossing machine. And so it's really only this tall. So what do is you put something on the bottom like that. And so then you'll never know that it's like a shorter embossing folder. Okay. So that's what we used. Now how the dies work for this actually has the inserts here, and then it's an outline. Okay. And this is how you do it to keep it together and not move apart on you when you're cutting for 48 of them. So we're just leaving it like that. And then your snow hill, you guys, that is from this guy right here. So the snow hill has the little fox built into it. So if you if you got your kits from me, but you don't have the stamps for this, you are going to cut your fox off and not even think twice about it. But that's where he comes in here. And then the trees actually come from here as well. So there's 3 different sizes of these trees, all cut in silver, the more bluish hue silver. Okay, so, and there's a cabin in here that is the same kind of concept. So the reason that there's the outline is because you could stamp it and then cut the outline. And the trees, you could stamp them and then cut the outline, but I like the more detailed cutting. So yes, this set was a lot of people's favorites. Yes, Judy, get that Stella pen on your next order. That'd be awesome. Okay, Night of Navy, you guys. I love me the Night of Navy. It is a good color. I know why they put it in the neutrals, because it goes, look at it closely. It's a buffalo. Oh, and that's your email address too, Sandy. So you guys, in your kits, I am pretty sure I did not give you a hot dog style. I get cutting, and if the other 2 cards are hamburgers, then I make all of them hamburgers, I think. And maybe you guys will tell me I cut you a hot dog. I don't know. So you have 2 white mats though. So your card base ends up still being 5.5 by 4.25. And then you have the two mats of white are the same. They're both 4 by 5.25. Okay, so you don't have to worry about which one's the inside and which one's the outside. And you do absolutely nothing with the outside one. Okay. Pretty Deb Norman says it's a fox. Yeah, I think it's a fox too, but if Sandy says that it's a buffalo, it could be a buffalo. I don't It's got a big fluffy tail on the end. So we'll all see what we want to see, right? So the Night of Navy has the embossing with the snowflakes. So you guys, we are going to do the same concept with our white ink. We're going to frost our snowflakes. In your kit, you guys have this, it's velvet. Oh, I forgot to tell you that. It's velvety white paper, right? So in the mini catalog, back yonder where the paper is, there's snowy white 12 by 12. You get 2 sheets for $5. I think Laura, did you ever get your extra pack that they sent you? I think you were the one that was missing a sheet. So, so this started off as a 4 by 4 and then that got cut out. And then this guy here has the little fox layer here. Now, if you don't have the stamp set and you don't want the fox, I'm not going to do it, you guys, but all you need to do is just cut it off. Just go snip. And then no one will ever know that little foxy or buffalo was on there, okay? So if you don't have the stamp, don't worry about it. Then you also have this piece in your kit, which is you're like, what is this? This is for the extra snow hill that is right here with the words stamped on it, okay? So that's that. And then you have a piece of random scrap in your kit. The random scrap, it will not, no, it wasn't you, Laura. Okay, then it was somebody else. I think, oh, I'm trying to remember. Was it Kathy Groves? Kathy Groves, if you're watching. I think it was you that you didn't have your second sheet of white velvet. That was like a month ago, you guys. I'm surprised I remembered that. Latokia trashed her old Stella and opened a new one. Sounds like I could have gotten a bit more glitter. Next time. Yep. Next time what you do is you just unscrew this, pull out the this, and then add rubbing alcohol. You guys, there's a video on it, so I won't go into much detail. We did a Tip Tuesday on it. Okay, you have your 3 trees, right? They're all 3 different sizes. Now this little scrap that you guys got, you got a little scrap. That's for you to stamp your little foxy. Whoa, throwing blocks around. It's for your little foxy. It's big enough for you to stamp it, and then you can either fussy cut it or die cut it. And then what happens is he gets popped up on the top of that little section right there. So again, you don't have to do the fox if you don't want to. Now, I did mine by the magic of TV. He's already done for me. So, okay, but let's talk about this. This, you need to do some pokey, and they're all over my floor. There were so many little pokies of these little trees. You gotta poke them. They're all the way cut through. They just don't like to come out so good, like when you're pulling the die. So you guys will have to take and get those little holes poked out so that you got that set. Not the fox. The cutout itself looks like a buffalo. Okay, we got it figured out now. I'm like, I thought I knew what you're talking about, but yeah, it looks like a buffalo, yes. So let's get rid of those. All right, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our white frosting of our snowflakes. So pull out the white ink pad again. And you gotta be careful. It's so weird. Some of these are, you know, up and some are down. And you're not gonna really catch the ones that are going down. But the ones that are going up, like that snowflake right there, that's cool when you can like frost that. This one's super cool over here. The ones that are raised up, you'll be able to catch. The ones that are like inverted, you won't catch them very well. Oh. The fox and the buffalo. Oh, this is so cool. I don't know if you guys, okay, it's hard to see it from down there, but like you can see that now, right? You wouldn't be able to see that if that white was on there. So what this does is it adds depth to it. And I'm trying to catch everything that's raised up. And sometimes it has little bumblies that look like little swirls. And I'm gonna catch this little guy. So this one's like a snowflake that's actually going the other way, but I caught a little bit of it on the edges, and the part that's going down actually is what you're not seeing, the embossing. So, not embossing, you guys, the white. You know what I'm talking about, I hope. So, that's good for now. So that was the white craft pads. You guys, we've used that. Isn't that cool? Like, it just makes it pop. Okay. Oh, man, let's do the stamping. So, stamping. Everything is in the color called Basic Gray. So, we are going to stamp our inside. You know, they're both the same size, so I grabbed that. We're going to grab a sentiment, and we need to grab the little piece for the fox. I think that might be it. So, fox first. So, if you've never stamped on the white velvet, you might want to practice stamping before you go. You got to give it some time to sit and marinate on the white velvet. So, it doesn't bleed, but you don't want to just go fast because you really want the ink to dry. I'm not dry, but like adhere to it. Hi, Debbie. So, it does work. So that's, you guys can't see it, but it's velvety. And so the fox stamped very nicely. So that's what your little scrap was. And all these scraps were from like the reverse of when the trees got cut out, because these started off as 4x4s. And then that inside is what I used to give you guys for your little fox. Now again, if you don't want the little fox, don't worry about him. Okay, but our inside has a little fox. So he's down here on the bottom, walking through Winter Wonderland. Now there's an inside saying, like that. Oh, I didn't even put the little fox there. I should do it. So, practice. Okay, that looks good. Good with that. We'll put that near the top. And as long as I have the little fox out and he's already dirty, we're going to stamp a fox on this little sample. There we go. All right, so that's for those. Now, this is a true test to people in class on how good they could stamp. My stamp is super crooked. And I had to tell everybody to make sure to practice. So if you line up this with the edge of the paper, you think, oh, it should stamp perfect, just like that. And it actually goes downhill. And so everybody in class that used this, I put my sticker on a little bit off, and I can see that. So you have to compensate for it by bringing it up counterclockwise a hair. So that's what I learned with the stamp. No, we're going to be stamping on this rectangle piece. We're making this into a snow hill. I think I gave you guys 3/4 inch instead of a 1/2 inch, but I was really mean to myself. I only gave myself a 1/2 inch. So we're going to see if it works. All right, so I'm going to try to make sure I stamp it straight. It's velvet, so give it a little second here to let the ink marinate. Yep, Diane called it, especially marinate on the velvet. Yep, we're going to give it a second. And it's good. And then with this though, this is a fussy cutter. You have to kind of make this into a snow hill. Okay, just take your scissors, fussy cut it, and round off the left side to make it look like the hill. Okay, we're not quite done, almost done. We gotta make some trees happen. So this is we used this for the fun folds last week. So this 2 weeks ago, this was the painted Christmas card that we did for the fun folds. So we talked about we got a winner there. So I was just trying to show off the card. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we'll announce the winner for that card later. So I'm only inking up the 2 on the left, not the 1 on the right. And we're gonna put the trees over on the side here. So let that sit for a second. Let it marinate. Okay, so now we've got the inside stamping done. Got the outside stamping done. Okay, I think we're ready to assemble. Now remember, if you don't have this little fox set and you just have your inside sentiments and something else for a tree, you can take your scissors and just cut that off and you will never know that he wasn't there. Okay, so we're gonna glue and glue. So let's put some adhesive on the back of these 2 pieces. And this one is gonna go onto our white piece here. Remember, the whites were the same size, so it didn't matter which was which. Just don't glue it onto the other one. So that's gonna go there. And then this guy It's gonna go on our inside. Nobody told me if I gave you hot dogs or hamburgers. I'm curious. I can't remember. It was like, if you guys remember, about 2 weeks ago, Mom kitted up like 1,000 cards. I can't remember how I cut paper from then. Okay, so before I put this on here, I want to get this stuff glued down. So I'm using my 2 types of dimensionals, and I'm gonna put a row across the top of the snow hill here, because I like the top to be kind of popped up, but then I want the bottom to be flat. And then I'm gonna find a couple smaller ones to sneak in to help pop up my trees. So let's grab, oh, that's paper. Let's grab glue. I'm gonna make a little smaller one to put up here. Hamburgers. Okay, I gave you guys hamburgers. Hopefully you're in the mood for hamburgers tonight and not hot dogs. I tell you, I eat hot dogs maybe twice a year. Yours is a side folding card base. Yep, I gave you guys hamburgers, so that's okay. It all ends up being the same. I don't know, when I'm cutting, like for my mats, like, or my cards that I'm using for my designs, I'm like, oh, I should make a hot dog style card. And then when it comes time to like prep, like a 300 card bases, it's so instinct for me to cut the hamburger. So that's why you guys end up with hamburgers a lot. Okay, so I'm just put a few dimensionals and sporadic spots over here. And then along the top of the snow hill. And get these guys all picked off. You gotta cut them a little small so that you don't see them through the holes, because if you know, here we're putting it onto a blue base, you'll see the white from the dimensional stick through. Okay, so this is as wide as the white is. And so what I wanna do is line up the bottom. Oh, I didn't put glue on it, you guys, hang on. So little liquid glue near the bottom edge. And then that's gonna go flat there. So I'm gonna get that lined up. And then, now that kind of gives me height for my trees. Okay. Then this one goes next. I rarely do hot dog unless it's an easel card. Yeah, and you know what, me too, Fideline. I don't generally do hot dog, but all of a sudden I'm like, I should give you guys hot dogs every now and then to mix it up. And then I forget. So, but easel cards, yes, that's perfect. You need to do the hot dog style for easel. So we're gonna do the same thing on this one. I'm putting dimensionals at the top. I love it that the snow hills kind of have depth to them. And then I'm gonna put the bottom flat. So we're gonna put a little line of liquid glue there. And then this goes here along the bottom. And get that lined up good. I always try to make sure one side's lined up good. And then if I need to, I can always take my scissors and trim off the other side. Okay. Then this guy, though, I'm going to put completely flat. Get him off to the right side. He goes in the bottom right corner. Now, if you cut your fox off, you don't have to worry about your fox. But if you do the fox, he's already popped up behind and then the pop up behind there. So I'm going to actually use liquid glue for him and make him flat on his layer. And then he goes right there. He's walking through. He's got cold toes, I tell you that. He's cold. Okay, then you have these 3 little trees. I just realized I put sequins in your kit, you guys. I literally, what I did, and I know it was probably mean, but I picked them up and I set in more than enough in your kit. So if you lose 1 or 2, it's really okay. But just know if you have a lot of static electricity going on in your house, you might have these sequins everywhere. So for this guy, I popped him up near the top, as close as I could get to the top here. Okay. And then I use a little glue at the base, and he's gonna get snuck in behind here. So depending on how many dimensionals you put near the top. You might have like just to wedge him in there, but he kind of sneaks in there. And then you can center him where you want him, like that. And then these 2, I just put down with liquid glue. So just run a little line of glue and a little glue. They are different sizes. One's a little shorter than the other, and then one can go here, and then I've got another one right about there, kind of like in the tree crack line there. Just nice and flat. And then flip it over, and we can put it onto our card base. Oh, you guys, I almost finished the sheet. So, you know, you get to the end, I just want to throw it away. So we're going to do, it's so scrappy looking. Okay. I thought we'd get rid of it, but we didn't. So let's see here. I got a little thing hanging off the edge here. Get that off. And then this goes right here. So the white on the navy, it just makes it pop. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so we're not done yet though, but isn't that starting to shape up really nice? Sequins. Okay, these guys, these are on back order now. They, I think, are due to arrive in December. So, gotta teach people how to do these sequins. They do not have adhesive on the back of them. They're great for the shaker dome thing, but this is how I put on my sequins. So I find where they would look the best. Like in the middle of that snowflake is awesome. In the middle of this snowflake is awesome. So I try to find the centers of my snowflakes. There's one right there. And then I don't see any more. Oh, there's one right there. So then I'm like, okay, at 4. And then I'm like, okay, well, I feel like there could be one there. There could be one there. And maybe one there. And that's like, and then right there. So I put little dots of liquid glue. You can see where they are in the sky. That's a little liquid glue. And then I have my putty tool here. And I pick up one. Now, if you don't have nails, using something to help hold it is what you need. And you can kind of flip around sometimes and push down with this pointy tool, the pointy end. Okay, so there's one. And the putty really helps you to pick these up. So then I'm going to use my nail, and then I can kind of flip around. And there's different sizes. And then there's also different colors. Like there's silver, there's this grayish one, and then there's white. And then there's small ones, larger, small ones in each size as well. So what I like to do is take that pokey tool and just poke it down. They're concave, right? So you don't want to put it like that. You want to put it so that there, I got a couple there. You want to put it so that this is down, because that'll catch the glue. And then go like that. We'll do one up here. I'm gonna put a little guy over here, so he can go there. It's hanging off the edge of glory right there. And then I want a big one for in the middle of him. And then so many, these things get everywhere. Oh, and then sometimes the putty tool will pick up an extra one. That's okay, just put it back there, and they'll push that down. So the pokey tool, as long as you have it so it's not sticky, that will like help squeeze those sequins down into your paper. Okay. Yeah, Cindy, I agree. I love the white on the navy. So is that enough sparklies? I mean, you could maybe add, oh, let's add one right there. There's another snowflake. I missed it. No, I didn't count, but I feel like we could put one there too. Just kind of randomly fills it in. So this one is gonna go here. And that one can go there. Okay. All right. Now, people asked in class the other night, do you need this penny? Is that what you're talking about? I'm showing you something you need to have. I think it might be this. It has a spatula on the other end, right? So I did a Tip Tuesday on this tool. It's called Take Your Pick tool. If you go into my Cards by Christine Facebook page and search for Take Your Pick tool, you'll find this. Now, people asked, oh, I'm going to, you guys, when you're done with the sequins, cover them right away. They would be a hot mess to have to clean up. So somebody asked, a couple people asked about coloring. So with Stella, you can definitely Stella on the vellum. It's not going to hurt it. And it adds a little bit of shimmer to your trees. It's not gonna wreck the velvet. I don't know if I said vellum. I meant to say velvet. If I said vellum, I meant velvet. So Diane Bogenhagen says that this is the greatest tool ever. And before I met Diane, I didn't really use it very much, but Diane taught me to use it a lot. So I use the take your pick tool a lot too. I do have nails, so fortunately I can use my nails for a lot, but that take your pick tool is perfect for doing these little sequiny things. Okay, so Stella made her mark on this card. So it's good, isn't it? I like that one. I had a lot of fun with this one. I looked at like 3 or 4 different cards amongst different things, and then this is the one I came up with. So, all right, let's bring in all of the cards that we made. Tell me which one's your favorite. I always like to know. So we've got the Bright Baubles. We have the Merriest Moments on the right, and then we have the trees with the peaceful cabin in the middle. And they're all so fancy. So you guys, I have like 7, hi Angela, I have 7 kits left. So this class was free for mailing purposes. It was free with a $35 order. So if anybody needs to put in a Stampin' Up! Order to get some products, and you use my host code right here, it's this right here. If you put the host code in before checking out, and it's over $35, I would mail this set of 3 cards to you as a free gift. And the only thing is you don't get anything stamped. So you'd have to have your own stamps. You need your own ink and your own adhesive. And then you would just put them together. Whatever stamping I did tonight, you'd have to do your own stamping. If you don't have the sentiments or the same focal images, you could improvise. Especially in this one, you could put whatever you want on the inside. This one, if you skip the fox, you just need a sentiment. Here you need a sentiment and some sort of floweries on the side. Deb always hates picking. You know what? Everybody's like, if you don't, that's so funny. Because if you don't like to pick, then you always save all of them. You love all of them. So you guys, very little, if you're new to stamping, you don't have a lot of supplies, but you do have some sentiments, you could make these happen. So again, free with a $35 order. For those that want to pay for the class, it would be $17 with the mail option for a cash form of payment. So, okay. So we did good. What was it? It's only it's only an hour and a half. Nice. We did good on these. So, all right. Got those done. So these will be prizes for next week's class. The 18th, we'll give these away. Oh, I forgot to show you guys some cards I got. I got to show you these really quick. I always try to do this in the beginning, but I completely forgot. So this was a beautiful card that I got from Laura Sullivan. And so let's show you here. She had a note on here. She says that it was from the Wildflower Fields DSP from the 2016 sale-a-bration celebration. I remember that. And so look at this. Make good things grow all year long. And some flowers. I love that little black embellishment there. And it's like a little pocket card. So something to brighten your day. And it's got a little band around it. So thank you for that one, Laura. This one came from Carol Alanis. Carol is part of my customer swap group. She knows I love purple. So you guys, this is the paper that is actually, let me show you this paper just so you can get a perspective. That paper is actually this paper right here from the Whimsy set. And she made it purple. Purplelicious just for me. And she added our little friends here from this is the free sale-a-bration paper. And then the doilies cut out. I love it. And then she wrote, that was from the swap card. So yeah, just thought you should know how wonderful you are. So thank you, Carol. I did get this. I appreciate it. Okay, so I got that one from Carol. This one, you guys, was from Susie. Susie Stocks is on my team, and we do a Be Happy mail stamp, Be Happy swap. So once a month, you put your name in for the swap, and the rule is you have to use current Stampin' Up! Product. And so she had my name, and she sent me this card for my swap. And you guys, she made me a tower card. Okay, I was gonna spinner card, a pinwheel card. I call it a spinner card because you spin it around and look at it. I know it's not a real spinner, but Susie, this card is amazing. I love it. It's so beautiful. I love all the red. Look at that, the red. And she added some of those, you can't see them so good, but there are some of those subtle shimmer sequins. And then she added some, okay, I don't know if you guys can see the Stella. You can kind of see that these trees are glistening. That's a lot of Stella. I love it. There's a little fence. She put the little dude down here. The house is cut out. It's awesome. You did a great job. So this is my Happy Mail card. I love it. So if anybody's on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, you can always sign up. You have till the last day of the month to sign up for the current month. And then your cards need to be mailed by the 5th of the month. I am very proud. My card went in the mail because if you're the first person, you don't know who's going to send you the card until the last person signs up. But if anywhere in the middle, you already know who the person above you is, so you can send your card. So I sent my card off to, I don't remember. Oh my goodness, who did I have? Jeannie Parker. So Jeannie Parker, your carriage is coming in the mail. I tried to mail you guys. I tried to mail it yesterday. Well, it was Veterans Day. The mail sat outside hanging in a bag all day long. And I went to go check the mail at like 5 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, that's right, because there's no mail today. So this one is from Cindy Runtree. So I love this. It's perfect. It's a die cut hello on the outside, and I love the Mary Merlot color. But look on the inside how beautiful it is. She stamped the leaves on the inside and sponged the coloring. So it's very pretty, Cindy. I love it. Thank you. And I can use it. I love it. I love it. So that was my Happy Mail that I got this week from some happy love I got. Okay, so I'll share that now. Drum roll. Brr, brr, brr. My tongue's not working so good. Brr. Okay, so you guys, if you don't remember, I believe it was October 29th. We did a Fun Folds class, the holiday edition. This one was like more of a Thanksgiving card, but we made it into a thank you. Oh, thank you could be for Thanksgiving. And so this was our bay window card that we made. And so if you missed watching this video, it's available in the video section of the Cards by Christine Facebook page. You guys, it was from the 29th. So if you scroll, you got to scroll down a little bit. And it was called Fun Folds Holiday Edition. And so it uses the Nature's Harvest stamp set, and it's a bay window. So drum roll. Da-da-da! Winner chicken dinner. Barb Paffenroth. 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 So Barb, you are the lucky winner of this. I do not know who you are though. So you're going to have to send me your address. Email me your address, please. All right. Da-da-da! Da-da-da! All right, this was I call it a pull tab. It's not a pull tab, but it has little pulls here that you pull it out like that. It's not, I know it's not a pull tab, but that's what I'm calling it. So this was with the sweet little stockings, same class. Jean Maxwell, your name was drawn for this one. Congratulations. I have your address. So that one will go in the mail to you soon. All right. We'll do this one next. So this was the bridge. I call it a bridge card because it has a bridge that pulls these two panels together using the Peaceful Place paper and stamp set. Da-da-da! Sonia Watts. If you guys saw that earlier, I don't know if you could read it or not, but that was Sonia. I don't have your address, Sonia, so you're going to have to give that to me as well. And last but certainly not least is our spinner card. So let's see where I have this name. Okay, so this was a spinner card that we made for the Fun Folds. And so it spins around and spins around like a shiny disco ball. Okay, winner, chicken dinner. Barbara Gabi, you're the lucky winner of this card. So I have your address, so I know where to send this one to as well. So it is just Miss Barb that I don't have your address. If you want me to send you your card, you got to email me or text me or Facebook message me your address. So those are the winners there. I will be announcing the winners for these 4 cards. This was ink, paper, scissors from this past month, November 4th actually, but it was for October. I will have those that I'll announce after the Let's Just Stamp on Sunday. Okay, all right, so let's flip this up while I do a little homework because I did not do my homework. So I'm going to just quickly write numbers next to everybody who placed an order to get this class for free so that we can do a random number generator. So we got 5, and then Crystal was an order, so 6, 7, 8. Okay, I show 8 people placed orders to get these card kits for free, and so I'm going to flip down, flipper still skin down so you guys can help me. And we go to random number generator. Da-da-da-da. Oh, it was the first one right there actually. So I must use it quite a bit. So we're going to do out of 8 people, 8 it was, the number is number 3. Angela Knutson. I'm not sure if you're still watching, but you joined late, so you might still be catching. You will have a door prize from my stash. So you lucky girl, you. So awesome. I'm going to mark that down that it was you. Thank you for your order, and everybody else that placed orders to get the class for free. I truly appreciate it. You guys, I'm amazed at how much ink, stamps, and paper we go through to make all the cards that we love to make and share with other people. So it is awesome. I really, truly appreciate you guys picking me when you place your order with me. I appreciate it so much. And I'm always here to help if anybody has questions or if they need anything. I always tell people the best way to reach me is email. It honestly is. Email or texting. That's always good. Facebook messaging is good too, but I'll tell you that email and the phone, like with the texting, is always awesome. If you need to sign up for classes, the easiest way to do it too is just email, call, text to let me know what classes you want to sign up for. And then if you want to figure out if you want to place an order to get it free or if you want to pay the fee, we'll figure it out as we go. So I try to make it as easy and streamlined for you guys to be crafty with me. So, all right, it's a Friday night. You know what I've been thinking about for the last 24 hours, because we got our hands on that catalog about 24 hours ago, planning. So I'm going to maybe sit down with a nice, cold, tasty malt beverage and look at that catalog about 5 times and start planning. And so, all right, did I forget anything? I always forget. Like, I feel like I forget things. But if you guys see back there on the table, look at that. You see all that yellow back there? That's for everybody that's coming in person or needs their kits mailed. Oh, you know what I was going to show you guys? If you guys want to see this, I think we can share this now. It's after the Onstage started. So if you're a Stampin' Up! Discount shopper or a demonstrator, however you want to call it, it doesn't matter. Like Stampin' Up! Doesn't, like, we don't categorize it like that any which way. It's just, are you part of Stampin' Up! Or not is how it goes. You can sign up for these events, and this one's called Onstage. So I'll flip this back down. So this is the huge box, you guys. It takes up the whole screen. This is the box that we got. And inside, I'll show you what I got. It says, congratulations, even though we're not in together, we hope you find this fun, blah, blah, blah. Here's another little welcome hello thing. So, you know what? This paper, you guys, this is what was so pretty. I'm actually going to cut this off, and I'm going to use this as mats for cards. So there's like 4 good mats right there. Gotta use that paper. Okay, what else is in here? So every Onstage, we kind of get some collecting pins, and then you can trade them with others if you want. So the ones that I got were a cactus and a windmill, and other people got a rainbow and an Eiffel Tower, and then there's one more set, we think. So those are the pins that I got. We got a little notebook. It's really cool. It actually, let's see here. It actually opens. I thought it was really cool. It has this binding on the side here. So when you open it up, it opens like that so that you could take lots of good notes during the speakers. I got to watch them today. I was at work today, so I didn't get a chance to watch everything. Okay, inside's a bag. We always like get a bag. So this is our swag bag, you guys. Okay, so it's got this, and I didn't catch it at first. I believe it was Judy Emmel that pointed out the back side has a bee. Oh my gosh, they must have been thinking about me and my Bee Happy stampers. And Hattie, she has the honeybee stampers. Inspire, Create, Share, and there's a bee. So you guys, there is a stamp set in the new catalog that has a bee. It's a whole bee set. It's so awesome. Okay, so there's a bag. Not done. There's a set of pencils. That's like one of the stamp sets in the catalog too. There's like a tropical set. So we got pencils. And then we got a stamp set. It's called Enjoy the Moment. You're in my thoughts. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. Oh man, that sounds hard. You're always so good to others. Be good to yourself too. And then there's a little puppers here with a girl reading a book. And so this is a new stamp. Oh, I got to put it together. A new stamp set that we got. And that's in the annual catalog. And then last but not least in here is some grid paper, some pretty grid paper that matches. So, all right. So it was, we had the option to add on the swag bag. You could pay for the virtual retreat or like the virtual event, or you could also add on the swag bag. And so I always add on the swag bag because I always want anything that says Stampin' Up on it because I love it so much. So yes, I always get the swag bag, and the box is so pretty in and of itself. So that's what we got. We actually got it in the mail a couple weeks ago. And then I'm actually a silver elite or above, and so I got an extra little gift. I'm looking at it. I think it's a lot of work to bring it. Oh, I can bring this here so I can show you this. We got like a little set that has, it's like a little set. You guys have a fork in here. I really do. But it holds all your pens. And so this was it. And it came with a little, well, I'll show you. Hang on. So this is one thing. And then I'm going to move this though. So the other thing that we got was this thing. And so it holds your catalogs. And so it has Stampin' Up on it. And then it's one of these things. And so it holds all these catalogs. And so it was perfect because you guys know I have every catalog from like 2000. So I got to replace that. And so we got two of those. You got a bigger one and you got a little bit smaller one. So I got to put some catalogs in there. So yay, fun stuff. So I got that as an extra little gift. So hi, Jody. Okay, now did I forget anything? I don't know. So tomorrow morning, for those that are on the team that registered for On Stage, we're going to be meeting here after 9:30, between 9:30 and 10, and we've got a full day of learning and stamping and socializing and eating and bonding and all that good stuff. And I think it goes until about 5:30. And then on Sunday, you guys, I'll be back live at 2 p.m. for the Gingerbread and Peppermint Memories and More card class. We're not going to necessarily get everything all made. My plan for you guys on Sunday that are taking the online class with me is I'm going to get you all prepped, all situated, and get you streamlined for success with this class because it's 18 cards. And so we'll see how it goes because then right after that, we've got Let's Just Stamp at 4. So this is me being crazy doing back-to-back like double header classes. So, all right. So, and then Monday is mystery night. So you guys get me 3 more times. And then Tuesday's Tip Tuesday. And I have a tip figured out for you guys. I'm so excited. I was stamping the other day, like working on these snowman cards. And that set has been loved. And so I'm like, oh, I have a fabulous Tip Tuesday for you guys. So you have to pay attention for that on Tuesday about stamp cleaning. So, okay. Well, happy Friday night, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your Saturday. And we'll see you on Sunday. Lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you. Get some stamping in. Get some crafting time in. Make something good to eat. Get some cooking time in. And what that thing said, that stamp said, was relax a little bit too, right? So get some relaxing time in. All right. We'll see you guys later. Lots of love and hugs. Bye.